Hi everyone, it's Katrina. Number 10. Glorification of the Eucharist. The Glorification of the Eucharist, painted by artist Ventura Salimbeni in 1600, appears to show evidence of time travel. At first glance, it looks as though the painting contains an image of the very first satellite used by the Russians, Sputnik 1. The painting was originally commissioned by the Church of San Pietro in Montalcino over 400 years ago. According to experts on historic art, the satellite is nothing but a celestial sphere. Early artistic representations of the cosmos were huge spheres, shown with the Earth at the center, surrounded by the stars and the moon. Similar spheres can be found in many pieces of artwork from around the 17th century, but this one is strange for the simple fact that it has antennae. The only way researchers have been able to explain the antennae is by calling them wands, with one held by the Heavenly Father and the other by Jesus. Yet there is no disputing that the so-called wands look identical to antennae with a retractable telescope design. Some conspiracy theorists believe that in the past, artist Salimbeni somehow encountered an extraterrestrial object and then incorporated it into their painting. Either that, or the painting is the result of some bizarre time-traveling incident gone wrong. Number 9. The Night Watch. The Night Watch, painted by Dutch master Rembrandt van Rijn in 1642, is still a mystery after almost 400 years. The mystery is that some believe Rembrandt used the painting to showcase a murder cover-up by the civic militia, and then it ruined his life. What a lot of people don't know about Rembrandt is that despite being one of the greatest artists of his age, he was broke. In the last few years of his life, he was desperately poor and had been forced to sell off all his belongings just to survive. Over the years, people have connected his fall from grace directly to the Night Watch. The complex iconography of the painting allegedly shows a murder plot. Those involved in the plot, never officially identified, then supposedly threatened Rembrandt's life for potentially revealing them, which ultimately led to his final years alive being spent in misery. There is no proof that the Night Watch ruined his life, but that hasn't stopped the conspiracies from flowing. The painting itself was supposedly commissioned by the captain of the militia, Banning Koch, and shows 17 members of his guard force. But it's the symbolism hidden deep in the painting that allegedly points to murder, corruption, and even child abuse. These details are almost invisible without really scouring the painting. There is a soldier in the middle of the crowd firing off his weapon discreetly. There is an orphan girl dressed in gold and holding chicken feet, and the captain of the guard, dressed in black, is supposedly a representation of Satan himself. Number 8. Secrets of the Mona Lisa. There have been many secrets revealed in recent years about the acclaimed painting The Mona Lisa. There's the shocking fact that Leonardo da Vinci originally gave her eyebrows. There's also the version of the Mona Lisa in which her face was a bit wider and her smile even more accentuated. French engineer Pascal Cotte recently scanned the famous ancient painting using an extremely advanced 240 megapixel multispectral imaging camera. That was a mouthful. This is a special camera Pascal invented himself. It uses 13 different wavelengths to peel away the layers of an image, revealing all the mysteries and secrets underneath. Using this process, Pascal was able to see how the famous figure was brought to life by Leonardo da Vinci and the different stages it took to reach that final masterpiece. The Mona Lisa, painted between 1503 and 1519, was not just painted in the form we see her today. It took a lot of trial and error to get the final version, with changes in brushstrokes and repositioning of arms. For example, Pascal discovered that Mona Lisa had once been holding a blanket. It's always been a bit of a mystery as to why Mona Lisa's arm lies across her stomach in such an odd way. By peeling back the layers, we can see that she was once holding a blanket over herself. During the painting process, Leonardo made a lot of changes. He repositioned one of the fingers on her left hand, changed the lace on Mona Lisa's dress, and even spilled varnish on the corner of her eye. The unknown varnish accident had for a long time led many to speculate that Mona Lisa was sick or dying when the painting was made. Number 7. Saint Wolfgang and the Devil. Saint Wolfgang and the Devil was painted by Michael Pacher from between 1471 and 1475. It displays the little-known Saint Wolfgang standing at the door of his church with the devil. The scene is incredibly realistic and was likely meant to depict the cruel temptations of the devil and the agony of being human and having to resist those temptations. But the painting also tells a deeper story, that of the legend of Saint Wolfgang. According to legend, Wolfgang wanted to build a church. Sadly for him, nobody would help with the construction. Nobody except the devil. The devil agreed to help Wolfgang build his church if the devil could take the soul of the first creature to step inside. The agreement was made, and the devil helped the church get built. But then the devil was supremely disappointed when the first creature that stepped past the threshold and into the church was a wolf. He had to go away empty-handed, not taking the soul of a single human. And now for number 6. But first, I want to give a big shout out to Kim Pacho and Donna Haney. Thanks so much for watching and supporting Origins Explained. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe and join the family. Number 6. The Last Supper. Experts have finally revealed a very real hidden message inside the Last Supper, painted by Leonardo da Vinci in 1498. The painting is a depiction of the Last Supper, showing Jesus Christ feasting for the final time with his 12 disciples. The painting has been a source of controversy and conspiracies for years, but now a real expert has found a legitimate hidden message in the artwork. The hidden message is not as hidden as you might expect. According to an expert on Leonardo da Vinci, Mario Taddei from Milan, it has to do with a lack of halos. Mario says that when Leonardo painted the Last Supper, it was one of hundreds. Artists had been painting that event for centuries, and they all had to follow very similar rules. They always had to draw the disciples in such a way that they could be recognized by common folk. St. John was always painted as a more feminine figure with youthful looks, while Judas was recognized by his purse of silver. There was no way Leonardo could have deviated too far from the rules. But there was one thing Leonardo did do differently. Most of the other paintings of the Last Supper showed the 12 disciples and Jesus with halos over their heads. But in the Da Vinci version, none of them have halos. Mario suggests the omission must have been intentional and would have been extraordinarily controversial 500 years ago. Leonardo wanted to show the disciples as ordinary people, suggesting there was nothing supernatural or mighty about Jesus Christ at all. Number 5. Michelangelo's Dirty Secrets. Michelangelo was born during the Italian Renaissance in the 15th century. He grew to be one of the greatest sculptors, painters, poets, and architects in Italian history. Some of his more famous works include the Sistine Chapel ceiling, St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City, and the Sculpture of David. Almost all of his masterpieces hold secrets. For example, the creation of Adam on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel appears to not just show the creation of man by God, but also shows God inside of an anatomically correct human brain. It seems to suggest that Michelangelo thought God was, in fact, the human mind, and not an omnipotent being. But Michelangelo's biggest secret is not in any of his works of art. Instead, we have to look at Michelangelo's personal life. According to one of his biographers, Paolo Giovio, Michelangelo was disgusting. He lived in incredible squalor and practiced an unhygienic lifestyle. He often slept completely clothed and neglected his own body, and he had an odor so powerful that many people could not stand to be around him. Number 4. The Magic Mirror. There is a small bronze mirror in the Cincinnati Art Museum's East Asian collection that nobody has ever found particularly interesting. It's just a bronze mirror, nothing too special, crafted around the 15th century. For years, it has been sitting in storage, collecting dust on a backroom shelf far from public view. Little did the curators at the museum realize this mirror is magic and was hiding a secret that only recently came to life. In ancient days, artistic masters created magic mirrors that, when exposed to light in a certain way, could reveal images and patterns. This is something that was done in many Asian cultures, and something the curator at the museum, Hao Mei Sung, knows a lot about. After she saw examples of magic mirrors from the Edo period in Japan, she remembered the bronze mirror at the museum on the back shelf. She took a conservation expert into the museum's storage and focused a powerful light on the mirror. Suddenly, the image of a Buddha appeared on the wall before them. The curator really did discover a magic mirror. An extremely skillful artisan carved an invisible masterpiece onto the mirror 500 years ago, only visible when an intense ray of light is pointed at it. This is now only one of 3 Buddhist-themed magic mirrors in the world. Number 3. Van Gogh's Hidden Faces. Vincent van Gogh was without a doubt one of the greatest painters of the 19th century. Even today, experts are revealing his hidden secrets. According to the National Galleries of Scotland, a previously never-before-seen portrait of Van Gogh was just discovered using X-ray technology. His own portrait, painted by none other than himself, was found faded into the background of his famous Impressionist painting, Head of a Peasant Woman. This has been hailed as a monumental discovery and has made waves in the artistic community. Van Gogh painted an estimated 40 self-portraits during his life, but there could be a lot more hidden underneath paintings that nobody's ever thought to check. It's just another amazing glimpse into the life of the mysterious artist. Vincent's life was not an easy one. He was born in the Netherlands in 1853, became depressed at a young age, and tried to find solace in God working as a missionary. But when that didn't give him comfort, he began painting. Vincent slipped deeper and deeper into depression as he got older, and soon began to struggle with major psychotic episodes. He had living hallucinations and waking nightmares, and it was during one of his fits that he cut off his own ear. Vincent spent most of his life locked in psychiatric hospitals. In the years following his early death, his paintings were frowned upon by the artistic community. It wasn't until years later that people began to appreciate Van Gogh as the artistic genius he was. But during his life, he saw no recognition for his talents. Number 2. The Hidden Labors of Hercules. In 2015, ancient frescoes from 500 years ago were discovered at the Prince's Palace of Monaco. It happened during routine repairs at the historic European palace. Workers found a series of hidden frescoes showing the legendary 12 labors of Hercules. The images had been covered with a thick layer of paint for hundreds of years. It was such a major discovery that all work was stopped, and over 40 specialists were called in. It then took them 5 years to reveal and preserve the newly uncovered artwork, finally unveiling the paintings to the public in 2020. The palace itself, originally built in 1191 as part of the Genoese fortress, has been the seat for the Grimaldi family since 1297. It's currently the residence for Prince Albert II, the ruler of the second smallest sovereign state in the world. Experts believe the amazing pieces of art were covered during the Italian Renaissance, though nobody knows exactly why. It could be that the labors of Hercules didn't fit in with the artwork of the Renaissance, and so persons unknown covered all the beautiful images of Odysseus, Zeus, and mighty Hercules himself. Number 1. Secret Chamber Artwork. A secret chamber uncovered beneath a home in Turkey has revealed mysterious art from the Iron Age. It all happened in 2017. A group of looters smashed through the floor of a house and broke into a subterranean complex in the village of Bazbuk. The chamber underneath the home was carved straight out of the solid limestone bedrock, stretching on for 98 feet. After the looters were caught by the police, archaeologists learned of the bizarre underground complex and went to investigate. They discovered a rock panel with a piece of artwork from the 9th century BC. To understand the mysteries of the artwork, we need to look back at the Neo-Assyrian Empire of Mesopotamia. At the time the artwork was created, the empire was expanding into Western Asia and Turkey. When the Assyrians began to impose their way of life on their newly acquired subjects in Anatolia, governors tried to do this through art. The artwork found in this ancient cavern shows a messy integration of cultures, not just a bloody conquest. Deities on the wall had their names written in the local Aramaic language, but the deities and religious themes come from Assyria. This is amazing because it shows how the Assyrians used a method of cultural integration to seize large pieces of land. They didn't just fight, they used artwork to help dominate societies. This piece of work includes images of the moon god Sin, the goddess Atargatis, and the storm god Hadad. Thanks for watching! What's your favorite mysterious piece of artwork? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to hit that subscribe button and come back soon. Bye!